Hello, 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 and welcome to episode 8 of PodClass President. Welcome back from that break. I hope you had a great holiday season break, whatever you want to call it. This one is a fun one. I'm excited about it. This one was recorded on location in Baltimore, Maryland during the first ever VidCon East, so that was pretty fun. If you've listened to this podcast before, welcome back. If this is your first time listening to PodClass President, welcome in. I am your host, Ben Brainerd. PodClass President is a school-centric storytelling podcast. I invite a couple of friends into the studio every week to share their weirdest, wildest, wackiest, silliest, whatever story from their time spent in school, class, training, or any sort of formal education and learning environment. Before we hop into the studio today, one quick announcement. I have no tour dates for January, but I'll be back on the road in February. I'll be doing shows in Texas and Oklahoma, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, OKC, and Tulsa. So come check me out on those. And a bunch of other dates are filtering in for 2024 as we speak. So make sure you keep checking back on my tour dates on my website, benbrainerd.com. And sign up for my email list and my text list if you want to get notified when I am coming back through your area. With that being said, let's hop in the studio and meet our guest for the day. With me today, she's a self-proclaimed wholesome as heck creator with over 500,000 followers across all platforms, all the way from down under, AlauraBidingCitizen.
It's me.
Hello, thanks for joining. And next to you on the couch, we have, she's TikTok's hot sauce queen. She's from Philadelphia, BSwift13.
What up?
Thanks for joining, guys. I'm happy to have you here. As you probably know, I always start my show with a segment called, Do You Know Who My Mascot Is? In which I'm going to ask you who your high school mascot was and whether or not you think your high school mascot could beat mine in a fight. So, Alaura, we'll start with you. I know yours is a little bit weird.
So I don't think my high school had a mascot, or if we did, I don't remember there being one. Don't remember getting jaunty with it. There is a dolphin on our flag, so.
Okay, are you sticking with?
I'm going with the dolphin. Yeah, they're
dolphin.
Nasty creatures.
You could pick any Australian animal, though.
Honestly, yeah, you could have been like, it's a kangaroo. We would have no choice but to believe you.
I could have gone emu. Oh, damn.
Okay, so it's a dolphin. Bridget, what was yours?
So, my town is named after the Olympic athlete Jim Thorpe, so our mascot was an Olympian.
Just an Olympian.
Could be anyone, you choose.
What?
Any of them.
Yeah, we're just called the Olympians. So it was an Olympian. His name was Herc, though, actually.
Ooh, nice.
Like Ulysses.
Maybe.
Bless his soul.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Well, do you guys think that a dolphin and Hercules could beat a sand crab?
What?
Absolutely not.
You don't think it could beat a sand crab?
I don't know. Sand crabs, they're pretty feisty. You ever try to grab one? They dig themselves under. I think they could win just in that.
They don't have claws.
Oh. Weren't they the ones that just you try to grab and then they're
Yeah,
burrow?
they're also called sand fleas.
Aww.
They don't bite or pinch. They're filter feeders.
That's a great
Hercules could
mascot.
accidentally step on one.
Your mascot brings such emotion to the field.
Yeah. We never really referenced it in sports. We were Seabreeze
go
High School.
sand crabs.
We would say go Breeze because we were Seabreeze High School.
So you could either be a sand crab or the wind. Is your mascot?
Yeah.
The wind was our mascot. The guy who actually dressed up, it looked more like a lobster than anything. So we called him the lobster.
Nice.
But all right, 0-15-1.
You're not winning.
No,
But what was the tie?
the letter G.
Oh.
Yep, just the capital letter G.
Oh.
If I kick it, though, it could crush your crab.
But you wouldn't. We're going to hop into story time.
Who picks these things?
I don't know.
Good question.
Laura, could you get the mic closer to your there?
Yep.
Okay.
I can't.
Does it move anymore?
Mm-mm.
Oops. Oh, move the table.
Okay, it's all coming together.
Yeah.
Yay, hi.
Is that blocking your face?
Most likely.
He said no.
Yeah, he said no.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna hop into snorry time. We're gonna hop into story time here. Alaura, we're gonna start with you because I'm wildly intrigued by the only piece of information you told me about this before this, which was snakes and saints.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
Well, I feel like it's even more impressive when we remember that I am from Australia. So, like, the snakes.
Right. The snakes part is not at all the
Not what you're
confusing
worried about?
thing here.
What?
Yeah. I also have a snake story from school. So I'm not at all confused about the Australian having a snake story from school.
Oh, many. But
How many? How regular was this?
a couple times a year. Okay, but, you're worried about the saints here. That's what we're here to talk about, right?
The combination of the two. The only saints and snake stories I can think of right now is St. Patrick's Day. There's a fake story that they believe that St. Patrick drove all the snakes out of Ireland.
It's not fake. Sorry.
There were no snakes in Ireland.
It could be fake.
Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of different ideas about why that story is. Some people believe that the snakes were just a euphemism for pagans, and St. Patrick just got all the pagans out of Ireland, and that's what that was. But most people just say it's not real. But St. Patrick's Day persists. So is this story more saints and snakes related than actual St. Patrick's Day?
I feel like that's for you guys to decide. I am not here to try and up St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, well, what happened?
Okay.
When was this? We'll start there.
Okay, it's like 2018.
Okay, so what school, what grade, what year? I don't know what
was
you guys call them.
Oh, we call them years. I was studying event management. I'd graduated high school. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go and do a thing now. Get that education.
So you're studying event management in college?
I went to TAFE, which is like community college in Australia, but bad.
It's bad community college.
Yup.
Okay, so you're at bad community college in Australia.
I am. Good time.
And you're studying event management.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
This is on the first day of school, the first official day. I was running late because it took me an hour to get there, and I didn't want to be there on day one.
Did it take you an hour to get there because you didn't want to be there?
Because highways at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Peak traffic.
It's nice to know that Australia has the same dumb issues that we do. Yeah.
Exactly.
Rush hour traffic.
Rush hour traffic. So I make my way out to Campbelltown, which is nowhere near where I am. And I remember on the drive there, we passed, as I'm turning into the parking lot, we passed this big church. And it's like, the Nuns XYZ. I'm like, what? Since when does Australia have nuns?
The Nuns, the church was named after the nuns?
It was something church, and it said, the nuns live here, XYZ. It was like, I was like,
the nuns live here.
I was like, wow.
It's like a warning, don't.
Oh,
Right?
that's ominous.
I was like, whoa, okay. My main thing was like, I didn't know that Australia did. I'm like, do they wear the full nun getup? Because I would like to see it. But
yeah, there's a word for that.
Australia doesn't have nuns, though?
I've never seen one in the full. I don't know. I was watching
the
a lot
garb.
Now.
I don't know what it's called,
the Midwife
but
before that, yeah.
You were what?
Watching a lot of Call the Midwife, so I'd seen it a lot on TV, but I'd never seen one in real life, and I was like, nunnery, yeah.
A nunnery.
It makes sense to me, but I remember vividly seeing this thing and being like, that's weird. But also, I'm late.
Right. You're an hour late for school. You're in a city you don't live in.
Yeah.
You're stuck in rush hour traffic. And there's just a house full of nuns.
Yeah. Well, what
God's
else?
house of nuns.
God's house of nuns, just all being there.
That sounds like an HBO series.
Right? I should have gone to the nunnery. My life would have changed so much. Ooh, would have been magical. But, so I'm probably about 20 minutes late at this point.
Okay.
I get into the classroom, and it is so packed because they decided what they were going to do for introduction is they were going to have everyone all together in one room for 2 different classes. But the classes were already so full that they put them in a big classroom, but there was a divider in the center. So I couldn't see the teachers, and I couldn't really hear what was happening because I was listening through a divider.
Okay. Well, they didn't open the divider?
Nope. I remember, this is bad community college.
Well, that just feels like bad manners. We're gonna put you all in here, but only the first 20 of you get to hear the intro.
Truly, there's like about 60 of us in this classroom and like 30 of us can't see.
So like the front 30 are in the classroom. The back 30 are just like the reserves.
The reserves. We didn't make it there on time. We didn't reserve our seating. We don't get in.
It's just you and a bunch of nuns.
You didn't get in trouble.
True.
nuns.
And a bunch of nuns.
Yeah. Okay, so this is just the intro day.
This
like
is just the intro day. I'm not
syllabus day kind
Yeah.
of. Okay.
So they're like, okay, so ground rules, here's the warnings, here's where everything is, make sure you make your payments. And they're like, okay, we really want to preface this. We're in rural Australia. It's not that rural, but we are on the outer skirts of Sydney. So it's dry, it's hot, and there are the saints that walk around from time to time. And I'm like,
The saint.
we're going to address it? Oh my God. Got really excited. They're like, now, if you see a saint in public, in the school, stand perfectly still. Please, like, don't go anywhere by yourself. Go and get help. Go get security. Just don't walk around by yourself. Don't try to, like, engage in conversation. Like, don't engage with them at all. Just don't. I'm like, oh my
What
God.
is going on at
thought
this?
Saints were good.
I was like, I think it was around the time the Nun came out, and I was like, are we all scared? Have we seen horror movies, and are we scared?
This is like the clown thing. Did you guys have the murder clowns in Australia?
What?
We had.
Oh, we had murder clowns in America. Yeah. We don't know if they were murder clowns, but there's a trend probably around the same, maybe a little bit earlier than that.
Definitely.
Yeah. And it was just people would dress up as clowns and just go out at night and just like stand in dark paths and stuff.
They would go in the windows of like our dorm rooms and stuff too. It was creepy.
Yeah.
Just like to scare people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Not like do any. I think some like actually did stuff, but like on some campuses, like they wouldn't do anything. Just like look at you.
Yeah.
Did you die when you? I would have cried.
Yeah, I didn't see one physically, but I like
Okay.
worked at our student union on campus, and I would have like security guards escort me to my car every night because I would close the building. Yeah, and because I'm terrified of clowns, and I know that they're out here lurking because I've seen photos. So yeah, I get escorted every night, but never saw one.
Okay.
But there were photos.
Yeah,
That's
but honestly,
terrifying.
I'd rather see a clown than a saint.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What does it look like though? Like,
Well,
what is?
I'm assuming that it's like the whole, like the long dress with like the hat. I'm so sorry if I'm doing all this wrong. There's a name for it, I feel, and
The outfit, the clown
outfit.
attire, the frilly, like the red curly hair, the nose,
Are we
the
talking about
makeup.
nuns or clowns?
Is it a habit?
Yeah, I was just about to look
Oh,
it up.
we're talking about what
We're
nuns
back to the
wear.
nuns.
Okay.
Stick with us.
Well,
Yeah. Well, like there's a clown getup. I feel like that would be a name for that too.
I think it's habit and like
Habit?
robe. Maybe.
Habit and robe.
Oh.
we could ask Google later.
Okay, I'm very excited. to
Okay.
We'll
Google
find
about
out.
this.
So they were giving you hardcore warnings about
These
The
saints.
saints.
And they're like, be really careful. Like I wanted.
and of course you have the divider, so you can't even
I'm
see if
like-
they're using pictures or anything.
I don't know. I don't like. She sounds really worried, and I'm like, oh. And one of them goes, "I've only seen one once," and she's like, "Oh, really? We saw one last week." And I was like, "What?"
What is happening?
I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I'm not scared, but I'm terrified. And, if I see something scary, I don't react like a normal person. I drop straight to the floor. So I'm like, oh, great. They're going to just, be like, okay, and now we're going to spritz holy water at her, wash it down. Like, I just don't understand. I really
That
don't.
gives her power.
Like,
Yeah, this isn't Youth Pastor Ryan. She's not gonna drink it. It's gonna be all right. But also, that's only works for like some bears.
okay.
The drop. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm an Australian drop bear in human form. Yeah. Leave my body. Leave my
Bridget, do you
soul.
know what an Australian drop bear is?
Okay, so this magical occurrence happens. So basically, there's these bears in Australia. If you go out into the woods, they will come down from the trees and mess you up. Like blood, like they will attack you.
How is this
It's
magical?
vicious and chaotic, and I resonate with
Gosh.
them.
And teeth.
Just like they're like cute little koala bears, but like who have seen stuff, so they're not cute anymore. They're just. It's a joke that we tell tourists.
Yeah.
It's not real.
It's not real.
Oh.
But we warn tourists that they're going to go get them.
Yeah. It's very funny.
Yeah, because they believe it.
I believed you.
I know.
Yeah. I was
I'm
about
so
to ask
sorry.
you if you'd ever seen one just to keep going.
Oh, yeah. All the time. Got one in my back called Ted.
So, okay, you got drop bear saints on campus.
Drop bear saints on campus, and I am worried. I'm worried. But, so they move past it, and they're like, just go get security. Don't engage. Just back up. I'm like, oh, cool, great. A week goes by.
Right.
So we're actually getting into the swing of classes and everything, and, I've decided to stop taking naps in my car in my lunch break and sit with my people who are also in this class and who are like, I don't want to be here.
Right.
And they're like...
So, did you stop taking naps in your car because the saints or because you made friends?
I made friends. It also, my body got used to the regular time zones. But I did have a really nice blanket and pillow in the car for that.
Yeah, as you should.
Yeah. But it's a week later. We're all sitting down. We're having lunch. And one of the girls goes, oh, my God, I'm so scared to see a snake. And I'm like, a snake? What do you mean, a snake? And she's like, oh, you remember in orientation when they were telling us about how we should be careful of the snakes? And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean, the snake?
She had nuns on the brain.
She's like, the snakes. And I was like, no. And she's like, the brown snakes. There's like a lot of brown snakes out here. I was like, I thought you said the saints. The nuns were going to get us. And she's like, no.
Oh, my
I don't care about the
God.
nuns. Apparently the nuns just do their own thing. They don't leave the building.
I'm not sure that they're allowed to, except for like a college football game here and there.
I thought maybe they were coming on campus to bless us and they were just a nuisance. A nonsense, if you will.
Oh, oh my God. This whole thing was for that pun, wasn't it?
Yeah. But it turns out there were snakes on campus.
So you really thought it was like nuns lurking around?
Yeah. I was like,
I'm gonna get you.
Literally, I'm like, it's summer. I'm like, maybe they're just so hot in their in their habit that they're just like walking around like, nah.
They overheat and then they attack.
Yeah, they open the habit and they like pull you in and you're just gone forever. You're just stuck in the nunnery. That's how they get more sisters.
That's initiation.
Nice houses though.
Did you? Okay. First of all, point number one? Of course there are snakes on campus. It's Australia.
Yeah, but like when you're in Sydney, you don't see them as much.
Well, yeah, because there's people.
Yeah. So
Okay. What is there? Okay, what is a brown snake?
Really venomous, highly deadly, not good.
Okay.
Murder.
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 Florida has brown snakes too, but they're chill. I don't think they're venomous. We just have brown water snakes.
I feel like I need to confirm, but I'm almost positive that they're not good ones.
Yeah, we have a ton of those too. Do yours swim?
Yeah, all snakes. Most snakes can swim.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I only learned that from Tomorrow When the War Began.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a book and made into a movie.
Oh.
Yeah. And we had to study it in high school because it's Australia.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had to study a couple Florida books in school.
Nice.
Like Hoot.
Hoot.
It's about burrowing owls.
Aw.
Yeah, they're native to Florida,
That's cute.
which is weird because most things are not native to Florida.
That's true.
They just all
They all just
gravitate
end
there.
up there. Yeah.
Little.
Okay, so did you ever see one on campus?
I don't think I saw it. I remember coming into class and then being like, oh, did you come in on your way in and see it? And I was like, see what? Don't tell me it was a nun.
Turns out it was a nun holding a snake.
Ooh.
Snake's dead. She's just staring.
Doing the Lord's work. She's like Adam and Eve and not this guy.
It's just her holding a dead snake with a sign that says, don't end up like this snake. Confess.
So do you have a fear of nuns now since then?
A little bit.
Really?
Really?
I just don't. Like, they seem lovely. I feel like they would be the sweetest people to talk to, but
It depends. It depends.
Yeah, if you went to like
Coming from
Catholic
Catholic
school,
school,
they
yeah.
were like the teachers and they were like they would hit.
I didn't go to Catholic
bite.
school. I went to Anglican and another type, but never. No, I did go to a Catholic school. It's in the name.
She repressed the trauma.
I'm still trying.
So many nuns.
This is Samuel L. Jackson's best movie yet. I'm tired of these motherfucking nuns on this motherfucking plane.
Yeah, I am a little bit.
It's all coming back
It's all
right
coming
now.
back to me now.
I'm so glad we could unearth this snake and religion-based trauma.
This might mean more deeper talk later.
Yeah.
So
We can go get some
you'll get you through it.
We can go get some tea after this to calm you down.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm a little scared.
Bridget, we'll hop over to your story now. The only thing you said to me was head injuries.
Yes.
And I would like to point out plural. There's an S at the end of that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's been a few.
A few.
A few.
Well, okay.
I don't know.
I,
I don't have a fear of nuns, so I think I'm pretty good.
but you'd have a
I'm
fear
doing
of
better
clowns.
than you. And sharks. Those are the
And
two big ones. And we're going to the aquarium later.
Maybe.
Yay!
Oh, well, okay, let's start from the beginning. The first head injury.
The first one. Okay. Well, so I was struggling a little bit to come up with a story for this podcast
Okay.
because head injuries.
So we have head injuries and trauma. Between the two of you, there's one full memory.
Yeah! There it is. I was
We just
trying to
transferred
combine our
brain
brains.
cells.
Yeah.
I said, pound it, noggin.
Dude.
Okay, so roughly how old do you think you were?
With my first one?
For the first one.
I was 17. No, 16. 16 or 17.
Okay, so you got like 16 good years before everything started getting blurry.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those ones before then can't really. I have like spotty memories now.
Sure.
Like if someone like reminds me of something, I'll be like, oh yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
But like interviews, I'm really bad at interviews because they're like, tell me about a time when.
And you're like, oh, haha. I don't think I've had a time.
Exactly. I go blank and then I'm like, wait, I know there's been something somewhere in there.
Yeah, something has happened to me at some point.
So it takes me a while to like think of stories now. So when you were like saying like, oh yeah, do you have it picked out? And I was like, wait, I didn't even know what this podcast was about until like an hour before.
Yeah.
So I was sitting on my phone looking through photos of like from high school and stuff like, oh, maybe I can get some ideas, and was just like, you know what, let's just go with it. With why I can't remember.
Okay. So, okay, you're 16, you're in high school.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know any of the rest of it. Yeah, walk us through what
It's
happened.
your thing. I thought you just were gonna take it away. And
I mean, I could guess.
yeah, no, it's okay. So I was a cheerleader and I was a flyer, so they threw me up, and we weren't very.
Oh, hold on. She made a confused face.
You what? They what?
Which part of this are you
What
confused
are
by?
We don't have cheerleading.
Oh,
So
really?
You don't have cheerleading in Australia.
No.
So who leads the cheers?
We do.
Who brings the pep?
I do.
Australia's first cheerleader. So, okay,
So you're a flyer. So that's the one that
that gets
they
thrown
eat?
into the air.
and you just
I liked being yeeted.
okay.
I'd rather be yeeted than yeet.
Okay. 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 When
How
you
much-
eat it out?
I mean, okay, I don't want this to sound like a weird question, but how familiar are you with the concept of cheerleading?
I watched Step It Up, Bring It In.
Bring it on.
Bring it
Yeah. I've seen one of those ones.
on. Have you seen High School Musical?
Yeah.
Was
got
it
some in there.
Gabriella? Was she a cheerleader?
Martha.
Martha.
Ooh, Martha was a cool cheerleader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like familiar, but I didn't know the name. So when you're like, I'm
Oh,
a
okay.
flyer.
Yeah.
I was like, Petrie, love that for you.
From the land before time? The tiny little pterodactyl.
Oh. When someone says cheerleading flyer, your brain goes to dinosaur.
You said flyer, and I was like, Petrie.
Yeah. Yep,
Okay.
yep.
That's not what I meant, but
So yeah, in America we have like giant competitions for them. Like they put together routines to like musical medleys and stuff. They do tumbling with like flips and stuff, and there's also a lot of tossing. You just toss people, they flip, and you catch them, and a whole thing.
I think Sydney has a team, but I remember being really confused by it. But you were a flyer.
Yeah,
You got thrown around.
she got
For fun.
for fun.
Okay.
for the love of the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, for the love of the game.
Someone had to take one for the team, and I liked it.
Okay.
Yeah, and that won't imply anything else for the rest of her life.
Anyway. Yeah, so I was the one yeeted. So there would be like, I have like, you have bases and stuff in cheerleading. You have bases who hold like your 2 feet, and then you have a back who like holds your ankles and stuff. There's basically like 4 cheerleaders like in a stunt group, and so then there's the one who goes up top. And so they would, yeah. So I would fly like either like simple stunts like where I'd go like the people would be standing and I'd be like this level, or whee, and then they'd catch me. So that was how I got my first head injury.
Is they drop
First
you?
head injury, yeah. So yeah, it was great.
4 people dropped you.
4 people dropped
They
me.
have one job.
Well, you really only need like one person to make the
mess it
mistake,
up,
and
yeah.
it's probably the back.
Yeah. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, because if one of the 2 bases drop you kind of just go sideways and you can catch yourself. But if the back drops you, 2 people are holding your feet.
Mm-hmm.
And so the one person that catches you from going backwards did not catch you from going backwards.
And you just
Yeah.
So like we have a bunch of training like during the summer when we have like just like women on the squad, but then like when it comes time like during basketball season, like a bunch of guys join the squad so we can like do more stunts and stuff. They don't get trained as well, which like is
because they're playing a different sport earlier.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
So they're not there for that, and then they're just like, yeah, I'm a guy, I can lift people, this is easy, and our coaches are like, yeah, do it. That's not how it is in most high schools. That's how it was in my high school. And so my actual, like in my real stunt group, it was like my boyfriend at the time was my back, so he was always like, I'm never letting you fall. I'm like, cool. The game that I fell, he wasn't at. So I had a sub go in
Where was he?
at a soccer game. His own soccer.
How dare.
I know.
Is this why you broke up?
Probably.
That's why something broke up. It was her head, but... What are those?
You say it was my head that broke up?
No, your head physically. Yeah.
I got it. Thanks. Yeah, so he wasn't there for that, so I had someone sub in to be my back. And so what happened was I'm like at this level. I wasn't even that high up at that point, but they did like I was here, and then to like get down, they like tossed me, and then they were gonna catch me, and then that was like our dismount. The 2 girls tossed me, and the guy who was holding my ankles was distracted. I don't know, so he didn't let go. So I went wee, like he was still holding me while they were
God.
like,
Oh no.
all the way back. I landed on
Just
the gym
over
floor.
his head.
On the gym floor.
Yeah.
Not even on grass?
Not on grass,
Oh,
no mats.
no.
just
Oh
straight
my
up.
goodness! like Piglet on a rather blustery day, and Winnie the Pooh is just hanging on by a string.
That was me.
What were you? Did you? I mean, you probably don't remember, but do you remember what you were thinking while you were in the air flying over this man's head? I was thinking maybe like, oh no.
I was just kind of confused, like, oh, I've never seen this view before, and then this doesn't
And the
seem
next
right.
view you saw was the hospital.
No, actually, I thought I was okay. I like didn't
Yeah.
like black out or anything, so I was laying there, and then everyone's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And there were bleachers behind us, and who like had seen the whole thing. I saw their faces, and I was like, "What's wrong? Like, why is everyone like upset and surrounding me right now?" And so I kind of thought I was okay, and I guess that's kind of like a normal thing with concussions, where like
Yep.
you feel
You
like you're
don't
fine
know.
at first. Yeah. So I like sat for a bit. They were checking in on me. Our coach yelled at the people, and then they were like, "Do you want to go back out?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I went back out for like the next cheer on the floor, and I went in the air
Throw
again.
her again. Throw her again. Throw her again.
Because I thought I was okay, and then after the game, I was like, "Oh no!" Like
You
then
ready
it
to
hit
throw
me.
up?
I didn't actually. I don't think I threw up for it. But right away, my parents like right when the game ended, my family like drove down. My coach called them, and they're like, "Come on to the hospital." And then I was like in the back of the car, like, "Oh yeah, this is bad."
Yeah.
But my coach was like, "I have very thick hair," and she's like, "I think your hair kind of saved you a bit because it was very cushiony." And it honestly,
this was
did.
like a decade ago, so they had like the bump its. Like they just loved the big.
How
bump.
old do you think? No, it actually is a decade. Oh yeah.
You said 16.
Oh yeah. A decade sounds longer, and now I feel old.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, a decade sounds long. Never mind. I am.
Do have a question.
Okay.
Did they win the game?
I don't remember.
Like, was morale boosted or like declined after that?
Sure. Let's say they won.
Thank you.
Okay. So that was your first head injury.
Yeah.
It was at 16
Uh-huh.
because somebody did not let go Jack.
Yeah. Oh, I remember his name.
So, oh,
I'll call you out. No, I won't.
you can if you want.
No.
All right. Okay. So did you get how many more head injuries are there?
Oh, since?
Yeah.
3.
Are they all from cheerleading?
2 of them were.
Two more from
Oh no, 1 more.
one more from cheerleading. Was this like the same year or
No, it was the next year actually. So
Is-
I got to come back for a little bit, and then was out again.
Oh no.
Yeah, it
The
was
most
fun.
injured cheerleader.
Honestly. I wore, after the first one too, I was wearing a neck brace for a little bit too, because I had a cervical sprain as well. And everyone's like, you just got a concussion. You don't need a neck brace. Like, they didn't understand the injuries and stuff.
And
but
you
I
had
kind
to fully shoulder turn and be like, actually.
Yeah. I didn't like have to wear it too long, and it was just for like comfort kind
Yeah.
of thing. But I like attention, so I wore it a lot. Maybe even more than I needed to, but
It's fine.
Thrown over
Yeah.
someone's head. You're so good.
exactly. I'm entitled to wear this neck brace if I want.
I had to wear an eye patch in middle school for a week one time, so.
Love that.
Yeah. I got hit in the eye with a rock when I was a kid, and I went blind in my left eye for a week.
Oh.
It came back.
Came back. Oh,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I just had to wear an eye patch for like a week in middle school. So I was just like the OBMS pirate for like a week.
Go see crabs.
This was middle school. We were the Panthers. We were the Florida
Oh,
Panthers.
you were a good
yeah.
one.
That's a solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would beat her.
That would win.
I don't know.
He is an Olympian.
It's a Florida Panther, so it's not a big one.
Be a
It's
dolphin.
in what field of battle?
Like, yeah,
I
if
don't
you
know.
if we got it in the water,
Yeah.
I think we might win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you got
On
it in the
land,
water.
You're out.
in the water. If it's on the land,
I do want to take a moment to acknowledge the three different styles of saying the word water that we have in the building. So, like,
She kind of says it like how Philly would say it though.
yeah. So I mean, like, I have the non-regional accent of water, and then Alaura occasionally the Australian comes out water.
water.
And Bridget, how do you say it in Philly?
Okay. I say it normal sometimes, unless I'm like talking to someone really Philly or I'm drunk, and we say it wooder in Philly.
Water.
Why is that? Oh,
It's cute.
well, you say water. That's cute.
Water. Water.
It's
Water and woulda.
water, and water.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
So the other two hit. So we had cheerleading
Oh yeah.
fell while flying. The second one, cheerleading fell when flying.
Yeah.
So
That
what about?
time I landed on a mat, but I was out then for my senior year competition, so that was like the last time.
Oh no!
Great. This is fun.
Oh no!
Yeah.
At least it was a mat.
Yeah. Not a.
I know a
floor.
couple of good mats.
Matt was who was at the soccer game.
Oh,
Oh,
Matt!
Matt.
He should have been there to fall on the first time, Matt.
Can't believe
What about the other two?
The other two, so the third, my college that I went to, like my first 2 years, I ended up transferring. It was very tiny, and they didn't have cheerleading or anything, but my best friend played lacrosse, and she was like, we don't have D3. We don't have a lot of, that's bad. D3.
Yeah, it's Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. Division 1 are the guys that like are on TV and then get drafted to like the majors.
Yeah.
And then Division 2 is the people who were good in high school, but not good enough. And then Division 3 is the people who kind of like it.
I'm learning so
It's
much
for
about
fun.
sport.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you really are this week.
Yeah.
So Division 3 lacrosse, your friend played.
Yeah, and she's like, we need more bodies on the team. You want to do it? And
That's how you know the team's not great, is when they just say bodies. Like they don't need a specific position. They're not looking for a talent level. They're just like, we need numbers.
Yep.
Dear Lord, we need numbers.
that's how it works.
Bring in the Saints. We need the numbers.
Don't bring the Saints. She's still scared of. We were distracting her. What did you do? We got her mind off of it, Ben.
Oh, no.
Come on.
So you
Talk
were
about
just
snakes. She likes those instead.
Beautiful the way they slither.
so you were just a warm body that they needed.
Yeah, basically.
So you signed up to join the Division 3 lacrosse team at what college was this?
Rosemont College.
Rosemont College.
Go Ravens.
I'm sorry?
Oh, I just kind of did your. Is that a raven?
I don't know what a raven sounds like. That sounded great.
He's the master of bird calls.
Thank you so much. This is the whole reason I actually started a podcast, so I could tweet. Anyway,
We don't tweet anymore. We
Those
thread.
X.
we X.
Oh, we X.
Mhm.
That's
Or
what they're
thread.
called.
Yeah,
I like threading.
yeah. Okay, so walk us through this lacrosse thing.
Okay. Yeah, so my friend was like, we need bodies on the team. I was
Did
about
you
to
have
say,
to try out?
No.
No.
I just showed up. She let me borrow her old stick, and that was
This is
that.
great.
But I had to get mother's permission first, though, because she was very wary about the first 2 concussions.
Right.
Didn't want me to play another
And
sport.
I want to confirm, when you say mother's permission, you mean your own mother, and not, this isn't just like a woman at the school that everyone called mother.
No, it was the nun.
It was
That's sister.
yeah,
Never mind.
sister. So it was the female priest.
No, it was my mother that like
Your
birthed
mother.
me. That
Yeah,
lady.
yeah.
Great woman. But so I had to get her permission first, and she was very wary about it and was like, "You're only doing this if you can wear a helmet." And I was like,
Right.
"Mother, guys wear helmets in lacrosse. Girls don't wear helmets." And she said
Is that
she was
really
like,
a-
"Yeah,
Huh.
men wear helmets because they're allowed to hit each other with the sticks. Girls, it's like no contact."
What?
Mhm.
Let the women fight.
Exactly.
That's what I've been saying my whole life.
Let us wear helmets.
Let the women fight.
Equality. Anyway.
Whoa.
Hurry, can we start now? Is it happening?
This is a different podcast altogether.
Fight Club.
This is
talk
a
about that.
glorious ladies of wrestling podcast.
Now you're making it weird.
I am. It's a show. Have you seen Glow? GLOW.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
okay.
great
Allison.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah, Allison Brie, Mark Maron, others, et
I've heard
al.
of it.
part of it. Yeah.
It's a good show. I'm not being weird.
Anyway, so yeah, Mom was like, "You have to wear a helmet." So she went online and found me a soft
It's like a soft cap. Yeah.
helmet
Aw.
that like rugby players wear.
Yeah.
But I would only do it if I could get a pink one. So if you wanted to find
That's
me,
a fair compromise, I
exactly,
think.
yeah.
Hi,
It
Barbie.
kinda matched- yeah. So if you wanted to find me on the field, I was the one in the weird pink helmet. But it didn't work because that's how I got concussion number 3.
What happened in this no contact?
We were playing Immaculata University. I'll
Oh,
never
that was a
forget it.
really intense stare to the camera there.
The girl's name was Bridget,
Oh?
Also,
which is my name.
Attack on Titan.
I know.
double Bridget.
So I was very bad at this sport, and I never got the ball.
It was
This time-
D3, so I'm imagining everyone else was also
Yeah.
not
no.
great.
There were good ones.
Okay.
They were just like, Bridget, you're here to distract. So you're gonna run around and be like,
In your hot
yeah,
pink
yeah.
helmet.
In my hot pink. That's true. That's
very
very
distracting.
distracting. But they're like, you're gonna run around and be like, yeah, give me the ball. But no one's gonna throw it to you. You're just gonna like distract.
You're
so
a
that they
decoy.
think- Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I would like it every now and then. I know I wouldn't be good with it, and I might drop it. But give me a chance, coach.
Right. Yeah. Give her a chance, coach. Let the women fight.
So there was one shining moment at the Immaculata game where someone did give me a chance. I know. I got
Was this
it.
the first time you ever had the ball in your stick?
This was my second year too. So, and basically it was like the first time.
Wow.
This is magical.
I know. So I had it. I'm cradling it.
I'm
about to
imagining
take the
this
turn.
like a slow motion scene in a John Hughes film.
It was
Dun
big.
dun 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 dun. You're running the slow motion. Oh!
That was the ending.
You just ran into another player.
She ran into me. So I got the ball. I was about to turn quick to make my shot. I was ready, and I was getting ready to do the follow through, whatever it's called, and then Bridget runs right into me, knocks me on the ground.
no.
The ball goes flying, and I didn't get my moment, and I'm laying there.
Was
for
it
a
a
while.
foul?
Yeah.
Yay.
She said, I don't remember. There was a ball in there, and I was on the ground, and people were standing around me. I was like, what is this, high school all over again?
The whistle was blown, so the game stopped, and I got up. And in lacrosse, when the whistle blows, you have to freeze. And so I was on the floor, so I got up and I was like bobbling around. And one girl next to me goes, "Bridget, what are you doing? Stay still." She was mean.
Yeah, and obviously did not know the signs of a concussion.
Exactly. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I remember that specifically somehow.
Yeah.
And then they gave me the ball to shoot the penalty shot.
So nobody recognized the girl who just got friggin' slammed to the ground, stood up wobbly, and they're like, all right, let her shoot the ball. This will make her feel better.
Yep, I missed.
Oh, really? They're probably,
Why?
you were looking at 8 nets.
And then they took me out of the game because then they realized
Well,
like,
yeah,
oh
because
yeah.
yeah, you probably shot it backwards. 3 fields away, and they're like, ooh, I know she's bad, but I don't know if she's like that bad. Like, she's good with directions.
So that was number 3.
So they took you out and they sent you to the hospital, and the doctor was like, hello again, Bridget. Is it your head this time? And you're like, I don't know. And he's like,
Punch
it's
my
your
card,
head.
doc.
Yeah, really. No, I didn't even go to the hospital this time. I just went to the trainer, and they're like, yep, you're out for the season. I'm like, all right. But then we had a formal that night, and I already paid for my ticket, so I went
you
anyway to
went
formal.
to the dance.
Yeah. So that's
Was
that
it a
one.
good dance?
It was fun. My sister came with me as my date. It was a
Aw.
good time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sat a lot, but
Well, I can't imagine why. Did you sit for 2 hours at a time, and then somebody else had to come and get you stand up?
probably. I think I was dancing though too a little.
She said it was all just a blur, man. And usually when people say that, it's because they, had a great time and they were drinking, and you were just concussed.
It was a little or
Yeah, there was
literal
just-
blur.
Yep.
God.
So that was the 3rd time.
Mhm.
What was
Oh,
the
4th.
4th time?
4th one was very minor, and it was out of school, so it doesn't really have anything to do with.
Yeah,
the
we're
podcast
on the
then, but-
topic.
All right, I bought a chair from Wayfair, and I was building it. This one's fun. I was building the chair, and I couldn't get the arms lined up, and all of a sudden the one, I hit myself in the head with an arm of the chair, and I had a little scratch that was in the shape of a moon. for
Did you get a
while.
concussion that time too?
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
my
a
God.
minor one though, because I'm so accustomed to them now. Once you get one, it's like, all right, here's
Yeah,
some more.
I
It's
guess
so easy.
You smacked yourself in the forehead with a plank of wood and gave yourself a
It
concussion.
was metal. It was metal.
I guess
but,
that makes it a little bit better.
It was very minor. I was fine within 2 weeks, but
Yeah, you were ready to get back out and play lacrosse right
Yeah.
after that. Yeah.
exactly. So that was number 4.
Oh
We've been
my
good
God.
since though.
Wow. Do you get headaches sometimes?
Actually, no, not really. Unless I do something really fast, then I'll get a headache. Or I was on the plane a few weeks ago, and someone dropped a bag on my head, and then it instant headache. I know. I was like,
Probably got a concussion from that too. Your brain's like,
Maybe.
oh, I remember this. I know exactly what to do. Concussion.
So I'll get headaches every once in a while and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh, this feels like it could be one. But yeah, not badly.
Okay.
Weirdly, yeah.
Yeah. So other than just some patchy memories, you're totally fine.
Oh, I'm great. I'm
Yeah.
great. Nothing like the nuns. That sounds much worse.
No! I was never hospitalized for the nuns.
Only in the Grippy Sock Hospital for that one.
It was just a small stay.
I think we have a little time for one more that I can share. And I have a head injury story
Perfect.
or a snake story,
Ooh,
but not
Not
both.
a nun one.
it's hard.
So the snake story specifically happened while I was at college. The head injury one, I was 8 years old and not at school, and it was my brother. We'll do that one.
You
I've not
take it
done.
away.
I've not
Choose
done
yours.
this one. I don't think. So I think I was 8 years old. This is again major head injury. I don't remember all the specifics of what happened, but I know my brother and I were outside in the yard playing golf-ish. Not we didn't have enough room to play actual golf, but we did have a golf club, an actual metal putter that we had. We didn't have the rest of the golf. It was the only golf club we had in the house. Was just a metal putter, and we had a golf ball, and we were just, I guess, hitting the golf ball around the yard. And at one point, I'm standing behind my brother, and he does this huge backswing with a putter
Oh no.
in the yard. Even if he did follow through, he's just sending the golf ball through a window or something. And he's also holding a putter, which requires no backswing. And he's just massive backswing. And I'm standing behind him. He puts the putter through my head. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't. So it's on above my left eye. There's a scar in my eyebrow. You can kind of see it a little bit if you get close enough. So I have one over here on my right eye around the edge. And that was from when I was a kid and I fell off my parents' bed and they had drawers under their bed and one was open and I hit it right there. But this one was just right above my eye, top part of the eyebrow.
Oh my.
There was a hole in my head. And I remember screaming, obviously. And my dad ran out of the house, grabbed me, picked me up, threw me over his shoulder, and he sprinted down the street because there was an ER at the end of the block. So it was like maybe half a mile to the hospital. And he just picked me up with me screaming and bleeding and just sprinted down the street to the hospital. And he just like showed up holding this child with just like a hole in his head. And they were like, yep, right in, please. And then my mom and my brother showed up in the car like a couple minutes later. Like it took them longer to drive to the hospital than my dad sprinting with me. And we get there and they glued my head shut.
Oh.
I don't remember. I don't.
Some strong glue.
Yeah. I don't know. That's all I was told. It was that they glued my head shut. And so I like to picture happening is like they gave me, like I just had it in my hand. I was like, here's the rest of my skull, sir. And he was like, okay, you want to hold that right there? And I was just like, okay. And he like glued, like Elmer's glue. I don't know if that's what happened because like, you know, most of this I was pretty in and out, you know, and they glued my head shut. I don't remember most of the rest of my 8-year-old, like most of the rest of the year after that. But I do know years later, I found a rock in my yard at the house with a drop of blood on it. And it was like in the same general area. And I was like, oh my God, this is blood from my head.
Did you keep the rock?
I think I did.
Yeah.
I don't have it still, but like this was probably, I was like 6, I was somewhere between like 15 and 18 is when I found that rock. And I was like, I know exactly what this is from.
Fun memento.
Yeah. So yeah, I have, my head's been glued shut.
Huh.
You guys were making the same face through all of that. As soon as they started talking, you both just like, you did the Kevin McAllister Home Alone face.
What face do you expect us to make? Like,
Yeah, that happens to me.
I don't know. I feel like if this was like,
relatable.
Yeah.
if this were a couple of the dudes, they'd just be laughing at me. You know, I don't know. I don't know what I was
I
expecting.
was at the edge of my seat. I was like, did he die?
Yeah,
Did the nuns come and get him?
The nuns got me. No, but yeah, that's my head injury story. I probably have another, but I wouldn't remember it if it happened. Yeah, but yeah. So I think that wraps up story time. So thank you guys for sharing those lovely stories. I'm sorry we put you through some trauma, emotionally and physically.
I don't remember it.
I do now.
We unlocked some
Repression
wounds.
is no longer effective.
Before we get to the end of this podcast, there's one more segment that I'd like you guys to be a part of. It is called You're My Boy, Blue. And one at a time, you'll look into your specific camera and give a shout out to your favorite educator. So, Alaura, we'll start with you.
Hello, Mr. P. Thank you for bringing in tea on the last day of the HSC so we didn't have to all be stressed. It was very nice, and it was a good cup.
What? The HST?
Yes. HSC is our end of school big exams, and they give
Like
you
college or high school?
high school, and they give you the credits or the score to know if you can go to certain colleges or do certain courses.
Oh, so this is like your SATs for us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
The
High school
HSTs.
High school certificate, HSC.
HSC.
Mm.
Wait.
H. It's an
Have a different
Australian letter.
alphabet?
Yeah.
A, B, C, D.
It's Australian letter, so
How do you say H?
H.
H.
H. Do you have
Are
the
you saying
same letters or do
It's the
H? Is it the same? They just say it different?
yes.
Oh, I thought you had new letters.
No.
Yeah, but like different letters.
Wait.
No. She says H,
H,
Z instead of Z,
Z, Z.
Oh.
I'm gonna have feeling.
and then avocado instead of avocado.
Avocado.
I thought I was saying it right.
Avocado.
I'm not sure that she even like could hear that she wasn't saying avocado. She won't do it right now. We'll get it to say.
That's not how you say it.
Oh
She can't even hear that she's saying it not the same. It's a very.
Oh, me? I'll just avocado.
You look. She thinks you've said it the exact same way.
no! We have.
It's such a fun little science project.
Say it out loud, play it back, and then you'll hear it.
Avocado.
No!
Why?
I'll
It's okay.
spell it.
Say it how you want
I'll
to
spell it for you. I'm gonna spell it how.
Is it the R?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avocado.
Avocado. Like
You sound like
you
a
say
pirate.
you put it in the middle.
avocado.
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 Avocado. Avocado. Is that
Avocado. Are you from Boston?
Avocado. When she does the forced American accent, it just sounds so silly. Avocado.
Avocado.
Really trying here.
An avocado.
Thanks.
Okay, Bridget, if you want to take a look into your camera and give a shout out to your favorite educator.
Avocado.
Thanks, Mr. Avocado.
No, thank you to Senor Getz for teaching me Spanish. I don't remember any of it, but I will never forget the in front of the conjugated verb song. He
Do you
liked
wanna
to make
sing
up
it?
songs.
Can we
Yes,
please?
absolutely.
Yeah.
So there's where you put, it was to teach us where you put conjugated, wait. I don't remember what the premise of the song was, but it went to the
sing
Wizard
it
of
and
Oz.
and could I probably figure it
Yeah,
out?
it went to the Wizard of Oz tune. So in front of the conjugated verb, in front of the conjugated verb, in front, in front, in front, in front, in front of the conjugated verb, you can attach to infinitives and present participles and positive commands, but something.
I
forgot the other line. In front of the conjugated verb. Do-do-do-do-do-do. That's the end, but I forgot the one line. I'm gonna message him. We're Facebook friends.
Aw.
Thank you, Senor Getz. Oh, what a guy. What a
a
fun
guy.
little song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one.
It is good. He had wonderful songs. That was the best one.
Well, thank you
Best
guys.
one that you can't remember.
Just one line.
Most of
Trauma.
him. Yeah.
So before we sign off, if you guys want to tell the people in case they want to follow you, find you, talk to you after this in some way, how would they go about doing that?
I'm on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, under AlauraBidingCitizen, because I think I'm funny.
Do you want to spell it for the people?
AlauraBiding.
CITZEN.
Citizen.
Yes.
I thought about the nuns and I got scared.
It's like a law-abiding citizen.
But in
but
an
a
Australian
Australian.
accent. A Laura Biden
No.
citizen.
Laura.
No.
A Laura Biden citizen.
Leo, no.
Hello, no.
The condensation. Bridget, how can they find you?
Hello. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube at BSwift13. On Instagram, there's an underscore, though, because someone has BSwift13.
Where's the underscore?
BSwift_13.
Okay, that's very
Very
important.
nice, very nice.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. This was lovely.
Thank you for having us.
That was fun.
Bye. And we're back. Thank you guys so much for listening and sticking along. I hope you had a great time listening to this episode. How do you say water? Do you say water? Do you say water? Do you say water like a normal person? What's the right way, you know? Anyway, thanks for listening. We'll be back next week. Before I say goodbye, though, make sure you check out PodClass President on my website, benbrainerd.com. We have a Discord. We have a Patreon. We have merch. If you want PodClass President merch, that merch is available. And then, of course, the email list and the text list for my stand updates as well. I think that, and if you want to email a story to the podcast to be read on a future episode, you can email podprez@benbrainerd.com. I think that's right. I should have looked this up right before I sat down to do this. I'm pretty sure it's podprez@benbrainerd.com. So shoot an email there, and your story could be read live on a future podcast. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Bye.